welcome to yet another episode of One Take. But before I begin, a very, very happy new year to all of you. And I can promise you that whole of this year, there will be exciting episodes of One Take because this is an election season. And when we talk about the election season, the big talking point, of course, is the Pran Pratishtha of the Ram Mandir on 22nd of January. It's been mired in a lot of politics. The BJP has been insisting that it is not a contradiction of development projects by the government at the central and national level, as well as something about Aastha.
ये मंदिर इस देश के अंदर जो सांस्कृतिक गुलामी थी, उससे मुक्ति का प्रतीक है।
मेरे प्रभु श्री राम का दरबार है, 3 लोग 14 भवन के मालिक हैं। उनके दरबार में जो भी आएगा भूला भटका, सबका स्वागत है।
In fact, in Ayodhya, when the Prime Minister was there, he made it a point to inaugurate a new state-of-the-art international airport. There was a revamped railway station, development projects, only to push the point that while we talk about religion and religious beliefs, we also need to talk about development simultaneously. But that's not what the opposition party is talking about. The opposition party has accused the BJP of politicizing religion, of trying to use the Ram Mandir issue to score political brownie points for the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. In fact, some are already saying that just as what the Pulwama attack did for the BJP in the last Lok Sabha elections, it's hoping that the Ram Mandir does it for them this time round. Or in other words, they're comparing the Pulwama issue with that of the Ram Mandir issue, or they're rather calling the Ram Mandir as the next Pulwama 2.0. How fair is that? Is it not a political suicide by the opposition parties when they start talking like this? Does it make them sound defeatist? Well, I would say yes. It's a tricky territory when you talk about religion. I remember the Congress party had to belatedly understand this point when they started losing state elections and also the Lok Sabha. It was at that point of time the Antony Committee report was tabled, and one of the main reasons which was given was that the appeasement policy tag attached to the Congress party was not helping its case. And that's when the Congress party went ahead on a soft Hindutva terrain. But the moment you have one leader after another from the Congress and other parties, like say some from the Samajwadi Party and the RJD, saying that the BJP is using it to score political points, will not go for the Ram Mandir inauguration. A left and possibly a Trinamool Congress can afford to say this, but certainly not others like the Congress party. And this is where they're giving it on a platter to the BJP.
They should not make this as a political event.
पूरे देश को आप ये मैसेज दे रहे हैं कि राम मंदिर आपने बनाया है, ये राजनीति नहीं है तो क्या है?
ये होते कौन है मंत्र देने वाले? क्या भगवान इनके बंधुआ हैं?
क्योंकि पॉलिटिक्स जब धर्म को हथियार के रूप में देखेगा तो धर्म की इज्जत भी नहीं रहती।
अभी इतना ही बाकी है कि 22 तारीख को बीजेपी की तरफ से ऐलान होगा कि हम प्रभु श्री राम को ही चुनाव में खड़े कर रहे हैं।
But they're also giving it on a platter to the BJP when they're starting to compare it to the Pulwama attack. It first came in from the Karnataka minister himself when he said that this was like the Pulwama case of the last Lok Sabha elections. The BJP used it to milk benefits, and this time round they're doing the same with the Ram Mandir.
Last time last time Ram Mandira, last time those Pulwama Tosuru, Sumsune other freight Torsi, Papa Ella Jana Monolog Bala, Desha Kapatrantokuru, Ejana Satru, see Vala Itiasa there.
Shashi Tharoor a few days back said that, just as in Abu Dhabi, a new Hindu temple is going to be inaugurated by the Prime Minister, I suspect that after Ram Mandir, elections will be announced, and thereby insinuating that Ram is going to be the new symbol for the BJP.
I think let the individuals make a reasonable choice, and they will do what they consider right, and we will certainly look forward to a post-election future when we can all go to temples without politics.
And why I personally think it is something which is going to boomerang for the opposition, because as they say, religion is the opium of their masses. Even the most progressive, modern, as well as young population, somewhere down the corner is religious. religious issues do matter to them. And when you start attacking their religious beliefs and start questioning or making fun of it, somewhere it starts affecting them in terms of voting, in terms of their thoughts and the philosophy as well. And the BJP very well knows this. In fact, of all the political parties, I think BJP knows this the best, and they always use it to their advantage. Now, Pulwama was all about the feeling of nationalism. Nationalism, national pride, plus religious faith. These are very potent factors which have an impact in our country as far as the politics goes. Now, you may start having a counter debate and discussion, should this really be the case? But what do? This is the reality. And therefore, the more the opposition parties start questioning the Pulwama attack, accuse the government of having used it or the BJP of having used it, politically speaking, the more it becomes easy for the BJP and in the mind of many voters to question the opposition parties that are you doubting the credibility and ability of our Faujis? Are you then saying that Pulwama attack was done, it was engineered, and therefore Pakistan cannot be blamed? And therefore till today the BJP uses the national interest argument to hit out at the opposition parties, particularly the Congress. I would say it's almost a do or die elections for the India front and for the opposition parties. And in that case, they need to treat very, very carefully. You know, when you're trying to dismantle an established institution, you have to be doubly careful. You have to walk that extra mile. Like you and I want to dislodge a system, we have to be very, very touchy because people may be touchy and our opponents are strong, so we need to counter their every move, checkmate them. And therefore, I personally think, and as a political reporter, I think it's a huge mistake when it is being said that it's going to be another Pulwama 2.0 because this is exactly what the BJP wants to listen. We may argue and counter-argue on whether the BJP and all that show which we are going to see and euphoria on 22nd of January is the right thing to do or not. But in the mind of the voters, especially the Hindi heartland belt and also down south, which is also deeply religious, it may make a difference. And therefore, the India front, which wants to dislodge the BJP, has to be doubly careful. And therefore, I personally think, and as a political reporter, it is unfair to compare the 22nd Pran Pratistha with Pulwama 2.0. It's going to be politically suicidal for them. Now, do you agree with me on that? There's still time yet. Don't you think that the Congress leadership should prove a point by actually turning up and presenting themselves, even though they feel, and some of them do say so, and they tell me in private, it's going to emerge as a party event. But so what? You could possibly make a point that we are not against the Ram Mandir and planning a delegation of the India front after 22nd. But to say it is going to be used like the Pulwama, you're actually damaging yourself on two counts. Once again, the national interest theory is going to be used against you and you're going to be on a back foot on that. And second, Astha, religion. You don't play around with people's beliefs and certainly not religious beliefs. So my question to you as I leave you this week is that, is this a mistake being made by the opposition parties? Is it wrong to call it Pulwama 2.0 movement for the BJP? And why is it that the India front or the opposition leaders never ever seem to be learning a lesson? Do give in your reactions on the social media timeline. Thank you very much for watching and once again, a Happy New Year.